who don't know, and I know we've given Kyle a little introduction, but for those of you who don't know, Kyle and I go back a ways. So I have known Kyle from the tender age of 13. So he's probably what constitutes my brother. So for the longest time that I can remember, you've always had an influence over people and over the decisions that people make. And it's so interesting that you've now become an expert in your field and you support individuals in developing the confidence to be courageous, right? The space that you're in now is almost like we should have seen coming, because you've always had this innate ability to pivot, to redirect, to overcome your fear, to walk into situations where most people were just like, no, not really. We'd maybe not walk into those situations. So we know that courage, stated simply, is the ability to confront, not to avoid, but to confront a physical, emotional, or psychological obstacle that may cause some anxiety, fear, or apprehension. Is that, like, in your estimation, would that statement be correct?
Courage is interesting. I think my framing on courage, the confront, not avoid, I think is a really interesting framing of it. The way I've always have come to learn what courage is that people are always trying to say be fearless or remove fear, and the reason why we avoid things is because of pain. We want to move away from pain. We want to move away from anguish. We want to move away from past experiences that seem to be, that the qualities of those past experiences seem to be recreating themselves in our future. And so we want to avoid that. Now, to me, the concept of courage or even of fear, what constitutes avoidance, and avoidance is obviously, this is going to feel hard. It's going to feel psychologically unsafe. It's going to do something to my body that I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy the physical or mental sensation. That to me tracks down to belief. And the belief is that we're believing something in that moment. And the believing in something in that moment is that, and I really have simplified it in the research down to two simple things, is that we're either giving our fear energy or we can give our courage energy. And not many people realize they have an abundance of courage. They feel like they have to do something really crazy in order to gain courage. But what's interesting is courage is always present. It's a switch you can flip on. And so the confront to avoid, in my experience, is that you are believing in something greater than what you're trying to avoid. So we confront it when we go, look, I'm about to have a hard conversation, or I have to, give hard feedback, or I have to do something I've been avoiding because it makes me uncomfortable. But the outcome, like the not doing, is worse than the doing of it. So the courage is to say that the outcome that I'm dreaming of or I'm imagining or what I prefer to have instead outweighs the fear. So I'm going to confront it. I'm going to lead in it because the cost of avoiding of it is far greater than the cost of actually confronting it. Is the way I'd look at it. And it's such an interesting human dynamic that I will spend probably the rest of my life living on the edge of that decision.